Hey guys, welcome back to Modern Golf. Hope you're having a great day and better week. Today we're talking about a little outside of golf, which I like to kind of mix it up every now and then. And that's some of my fragrances, and this is another new pickup for the last month or so. And what's crazy to me is how much hate this thing gets. I don't know if I have a sophisticated nose, but I adore this. And so today we're going to talk about Louis Vuitton's Lovers. And so we'll get into the packaging real quick. If you have never bought anything from Louis Vuitton, they do such a good job making you feel like a millionaire between their bags and the packaging. Just a really good job. So just a cardboard box. You open that up and it has a little tube with the fragrance name on it. And I'm gonna try to open this up without knocking the bottle out of it. Just like that. And there you see the Louis Vuitton Lovers. And so you can see, and I'll put pictures up, this bottle has a little of an iridescent sheen to it, has a black gunmetal Louis Vuitton logo on the cap, magnetic cap, which you guys have probably seen before. I think Louis Vuitton does an amazing job with their bottles. This is the 100 ml, which I think as of today is now $330. I paid $320 a month or so ago, or 3 weeks ago. But let's get into this. So I had originally gone in and I bought two different Louis Vuitton fragrances, and I asked my son, who's got a great nose for fragrances, I said, can you let me know what you think of this? I haven't had a chance to smell it yet. He just happened to be there one day, and he said, it reminds me of the opening of those peppermint puffs, those candies. And I thought, that's an interesting way to explain it. And then so a few days later, I went to the store, tested it, and kind of had the same visceral reaction that he did. Like, yeah, it does smell like kind of peppermint. There's a minty, an earthy kind of minty opening to it. And thought it was an easy pass. I think like a lot of people who reviewed this or test this, they pass it off of, I don't like it. I don't think they wait more than 5 minutes, and the initial is, I'm gone, I don't like it. What's happened to me was very different. I'm a sandalwood guy. I love sandalwood. Cedarwood to me kind of reminds me of pencil shavings, but I'll carry on here. Once I wore this, and they gave me a tester little bottle, and Louis Vuitton is phenomenal. If you want to go in there and get a tester, they're usually pretty good at getting out testers, really for all their fragrances, and they'll give you a couple, and certainly when you buy them, what they do, which I think is a great thing. When you buy a fragrance, it gives you a tester of it as well. So you can wear the tester, make sure it works for you, then get into this. I wore this yesterday, and it is just gorgeous. I don't understand the negativity. I don't know if the fragrance world wanted another blue fragrance, and this was a total, out of left field, but I love this. I think this is one of the most unique. There's nothing like this. I know people say Santal 33. They're somewhat close. This is nothing close to that. This opens bright, and we'll spray it and we'll kind of get into this, but this opens very bright. Again, a little mint, and I'll put up the notes here. Love the atomizer, yeah, so very, to me, minty at the beginning. I'm just going to run over the notes here. This was created this year, obviously, by Jacques Cavalier, who's done, I think, most of Louis Vuitton's fragrances, if not all. The top notes are galbanum, which is, I think, where you get the minty from, and bergamot. The middle notes are ginger and solar notes, which are just kind of made up bright notes. And the base notes are sandalwood and cedarwood. You know, Louis Vuitton, and I'll just read this real quick, they say this fragrance embodies the metaphorical yet nostalgic scent of the sun, created in collaboration with Pharrell Williams and Jacques Cavalier. This scent symbolizes possibility and uplifting energy. It features notes of galbanum, ginger we talked about, capturing the essence of sunlight and the warmth it brings in. Right now it's only available in 100 ml. We have been told this could be a limited edition one. So I didn't have a choice of buying 200. This is the only option they have. Again, I absolutely love this, adore this. It's not for everybody, but what I will tell you, and what I would say, I'm plead, because you do what you want, I would say wear it on skin and let it dry down. And let it dry down for a half hour before you even make a decision. And I'm telling you, I've worn this in high heat. I've worn it's been cooler now, thank God. I don't need 98 degrees every day. This is a beautiful fragrance. A couple things, and I'll get into the pros and cons, and I'll kind of wrap up here. The longevity on this thing is ridiculous. I mean, I wore this yesterday, and it's still it still fills the room when I walk in with a t-shirt on or what have you. I think this is a fragrance you could wear for almost all 4 seasons. I think winter may be interesting. I don't know. Obviously, we haven't worn this yet in winter because it just came out. But obviously in warm weather it does great. Cooler weather it's done really good, and we'll see what does it in the really utmost of cold, you know, the 20s and 30s and 40s. I have a feeling this is going to be gangbuster in the winter because the sandalwood is a warming part of this fragrance. What I will say is I don't understand the hate. It is such a good fragrance. Again, I think because people aren't really testing the fragrance throughout. The accords, and I'm going to put it up real quick, that Fragrantica has is woody, warm, spicy, powdery green, aromatic, and balsamic. It's really good to me. Again, I think the initial I don't love the first 25 minutes of this. I just don't. I mean, it's fine to me. Like, it doesn't make me sick. It doesn't make me, it's not earth-shattering. But I think if you go on the half-hour point or 45 minutes, man, this thing warms up, and it is gorgeous. So let's get in pros and cons. Pros, I think the scent is fantastic. I think anybody can wear this. I think a woman can wear this. I know it's made for men. I think it's that smooth and that good. And it's so funny. I always tell people I hate powdery scents, and I hate iris powdery scents, and this is powdery, but in a different kind of calming sandalwood way, so I love it. Another pro, obviously we talked about, is the longevity. This is beast. An EDP and any Louis Vuitton, as much as you want to knock them for the brand themselves, and maybe you don't like their fragrances for whatever reason, right? Maybe they're too generic for you or what have you. They're gangbusters in terms of how long they last. This is a gorgeous scent that literally lasts, and I spray 2 times at the most, and it lasts me days. Literally, I just talked about this earlier in another video. I can spray this on a dress shirt or a golf polo in 3 or 4 days, go to wash it, and it still is booming off of that shirt. So I love it. Do I think this is for everybody? I mean, obviously not. I think a lot of people hate on it, but they haven't even put their nose on it, or they haven't let it dry down. And I'm telling you, once, especially for me, and I'll tell you what, I was out of town a few weeks ago watching soccer, and I had a friend of mine and my son and his son sprayed this on. We're in a Louis Vuitton store, and his son sprayed this on. I wasn't wearing it that day, and I don't think I wore anything. And his son got back into our car afterwards, and I said, oh my God, it smells so good. He's like, I don't like it. So I don't want to say it's for everybody. I don't know if a 20-year-old's going to like it, but I can tell you, I think those, if you like sandalwood, you're going to love it. But you got to let it dry down. You have to let it dry down. And the people I love at Louis, we've had the same conversation. This is not an initial spray fragrance that you're like, oh, I love it, I'm walking out the door, which is where most people end up buying stuff. And it gets to the mid and dry down, and it's a disappointment. This is the opposite. This is the beginning isn't that great. I think for a lot of people, I like the minty part. The galbanum, I think, is where we're getting the earthy mint from. But the dry down to me is literally heaven. You will catch me spraying this, and I will walk like this just to smell it back at me. It is that good. And I think if you haven't had a chance to check out Louis and test it and wear it for more than an hour or so, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's that good. I think the only cons is really the price point. $330 now with tax, you're at $350. It's not a cheap fragrance. I think it's that good. I think by being this could be a limited edition is interesting. I don't really know. I don't think they've ever really talked about it. I think if it's limited edition, I think then it's a great buy. I think the last thing I'll wrap up, would I buy this again tomorrow? Yes. It's so funny. There are days I think this is too powdery, and I said, maybe it's not for me. And I let it settle down for an hour or two, and I'll catch a whiff myself, either in my car or my office or at home. I'm like, my God, does this stuff smell good? And it's one of these ones, and I've talked about this in all my recent fragrance videos. I have kind of cleared the decks with all my fragrances. I've sold a lot. I've given out a lot out. I only have maybe a dozen or so now. And I'm only keeping fragrances that I feel are 10s out of 10s. And to me, this is very close, and maybe it's a 9.7 out of 10, but it's really that good. And what I like about it, again, I think this is one that you'll be able to wear all 4 seasons without missing a beat. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy this. My 2 cents on Louis Vuitton Lovers, the Pharrell Williams brand new edition. Not brand new, it's a few months now. Is it limited? Is it not? All I know is it's really good. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe, please like, and shoot me a message. What else would you like us to review? And we'll see what we can do. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.